everyone. Welcome to another webisode on wellness.com, where we bring you expert health advice. Today, I'm in the company of Lucy von der Staaij, and she's a yoga instructor. Welcome to the program, Lucy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So today's topic of conversation is about yoga. And on the surface, people think of yoga as a lot of strange, weird movements, getting into odd positions. But these movements actually have a direct impact on our physical functionality, on our brain functions. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
If you take lifting weights as an example, that helps strengthen and increase muscles. Similarly, yoga creates new connections between brain cells, resulting in changes of structure and function within the brain. This leads to improved cognitive abilities like learning and memory. Yoga can be thought of as a form of weightlifting for the brain, as it strengthens parts of the brain responsible for things like memory, improved focus, and overall just well-being in general.
So when we're talking about focus, as we get older, that focus kind of disappears a little bit. Brain fog comes into the picture, fatigue, tiredness. How can yoga movements sort of rejuvenate or get those functions back into peak performance, especially at the cellular level?
When we're working or when we're busy with our life, we don't spend so much time reflecting. We are so busy with our phones and work and family that we don't take the time to slow down. We're very much in this fight or flight, which doesn't help with our memory, and it doesn't help us store in that information that we've been taking out throughout the day in that fast-paced world that we're living in. So taking the time to slow down, connect with the body, maybe do some movements, some breathing, and adding in that meditation as well. We shift ourselves out of this sympathetic nervous system and go into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is moving from fight or flight into this rest and digest state. And this in itself, just being able to step outside of this fast-paced moving, going from one thing to the next, we take the time to let that sink in and be able to reflect and maybe even store some of that information that we've been taking in all day.
That's a great point. So here's my question. The follow-up question to that is, as you said, we live in a very high stress environment these days. It's go, 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 nonstop, 24/7. So my question is this: how many times in a day do we need to sort of pull back and stop? And how many minutes should we give ourselves to sort of calm down and internalize?
Yeah, so I think that if you're ambitious and you go for 30 minutes, it's harder to make this a habit. So even just starting for 1 minute a day and just taking just that minute to relax, focus on how you're feeling, focus on your breath, maybe get aware of your surroundings, or even close your eyes and take away those surroundings and really become internal. That just helps. That 1 little minute of, it doesn't even have to be movement. You can be sitting at your desk or washing your dishes and just become present. Rather than letting the mind run around and do its little thing, become present, notice how you're feeling, how your body is. Maybe you want to relax your shoulders a little bit. Maybe you want to roll the shoulders. You feel some aches and pains. Just a minute, and then you'll notice that 1 minute is you want it a bit more. So you add in 5 minutes and then 10 minutes, and it will naturally grow. You'll crave that centering for a moment. So I'd say just adding a minute to your day is already doing a lot of benefit for you.
And what is the frequency? I mean, surely it's not just 1 minute in a day. Are there do we have to sort of plan it like every 2 hours we take 1 minute of self-reflection, or how do we sequence it?
So I like to start with saying, just start in the mornings. When you wake up, it's when your mind is a little less busy. So taking that minute before you wake up or before you get out of bed or before you go to work and helping you sink that in. And then slowly you can increase it to adding it to the evening before you go to bed and just attaching it to a habit that you already have. That seems to help continue making a habit, because it's basically the same as brushing your teeth is a habit. So adding on, okay, after I brush my teeth, I'm going to take a minute. And then that already is 2 times a day. Every time you brush your teeth, you've got that minute. If you want to do before each meal or things like that, just making it work for your schedule and
So
your lifestyle.
everyone can sequence it according to their plan and their own
Yeah.
lifestyle. You touched on breathing. You know, when we're talking about breathing, we're talking about inhaling oxygen, and oxygen is great. It's used in our blood. So
Yeah.
how does breathing help the body sort of regulate itself?
Okay, so breathing definitely helps regulating. Your breathing exercises is one of the 4th limbs of yoga. So it's a big part of it. It's called pranayama. And it helps with regulating your breath. You can help get yourself into a state of relaxation, maybe feel a bit more peace, and reducing that feeling of stress and anxiety that you might have built up during the day. Pranayama is also very effective for focus and clarity, like we mentioned earlier. It helps for people like mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Just clearing the mind and being more focused can help us manage and engage in maybe healthier coping mechanisms for our mental health, especially. And also managing difficult emotions can help if you're connected to your breath.
Brilliant. Well, I'm sure there's a lot that we can cover, and there's a lot of aspects of yoga that we can talk about, which we will leave for future webisodes. In the meantime, those of you who are watching this video clip, take that moment and make it your own. Give it that moment of silence and take a real deep breath. Thank you, Lucy, for your time. And I know you have programs online, so if anybody wants to reach out to you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so if you're interested in working with me or you have any questions at all, you can find me on Instagram or on YouTube at Unify with Lucy, or you can email me directly at unifyall.life@gmail.com.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Thanks,
Thank you
everyone,
so
for
much.
watching wellness.com, where we bring you expert health advice. Till next time.